Hello dear students, in this session let's discuss the meaning of Cartesian tensor and how we can define Cartesian tensor for zero order vector, for first order vector, second order and higher order vectors, and also the basic properties of Cartesian tensor or tensor. So before defining the Cartesian tensor, let's see how the existence of Cartesian tensor can be seen. So in the previous session we have discussed the relationship between new system as well as old system. If I consider the transformation xi prime is equal to xp into alpha ip and xi is equal to alpha pi into xp prime. So this is I can express my new system in terms of old system. This is expressing old system using a new system. These two transformation are known. So now these two transformation are referred to two system, isn't it? This is for two system. One is xi system and another is xi prime system. These two system we were considered in the beginning. For these two system at a fixed origin O, I can write the transformation like this, isn't it? Now using this transformation I can express or I can define the actual meaning of Cartesian tensor. Let's see how we can define. So now what I will do is I will consider one vector, say A, that is an arbitrary vector. I know that I can express any vector in a linear combination way. That is, we can express every vector can be expressed as a linear combination using its base vector, isn't it? So I can write A is equal to A1 E1 plus A2 E2 plus A3 E3. Using suffix notation I can write this as AP EP. This is nothing but my A. I will call this as equation number 1. So this is for xi system. This is for xi system. So similarly I can write for xi prime system as well. ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೀತೀರಾ? A is equal to A1 dash E1 dash A2 dash E2 dash plus A3 dash E3 dash. Using suffix notation ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದು? AP dash EP dash. I will call this as equation number 2. This is for xi prime system. But for both the system origin is fixed, that is O. We have seen that in figure also. So now what I will do is I will take scalar triple product with ei dash on both side of my equation 1. I am using this scalar product just to define Cartesian tensor. So as I told you that I can define Cartesian tensor using this two transformation. I am trying to bring it out. So let's see how I will get. A into ei dash is equal to AP EP into ei dash, that is scalar product. So we know that A into ei is equal to ai and A into ei dash is equal to ai dash or ai prime. So using this I can rewrite this as ai prime is equal to AP EP dot ei prime. So again using direction cosine concept I know that alpha ij is equal to ei prime dot ej. Correct alva? We have seen this. So using this I can rewrite EP dot ei prime as ai prime is equal to alpha ip ap. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ? So So you can observe here using star, using this transformation, I got one more transformation rule. I will call this as equation number 3. Similarly, if I use double star, okay, I will call that as double star. So now for my equation 2, I will take scalar product, I will take equation 2 with EI. Okay, so what I will get, A dot EI is equal to AP prime into EP prime dot EI. So similarly, using this rule and this, I will get AI is equal to AP prime into alpha PI, or I can rewrite this as alpha PI into AP prime is equal to AI. So this is my new transformation rule and I will call this as equation number 4. From these two, I can conclude that relation 3 and relation 4 are the rules, that is transformation rules, that determines AI prime in terms of AI and AI in terms of AI prime. Okay, so now with respect to a system of axes, we have considered an arbitrary vector A. So this may be represented as order triplet. Triplet is for 3-dimensional coordinate system. So this vector may be represented as an order triplet of real numbers. A1, A2, A3 will be real numbers. If AI and AI prime are the representation of a vector, so we know that AI and AI prime system are representation of a vector. That is AI for xi system and AI prime for xi prime system. If that is the case, then AI and AI prime obeys this transformation rule, that is equation 3 and equation 4. So this result describes, actually these two results describes the property of vectors, okay, in a different way. So as I told you, I can define vector in a new way. For that, I got these two transformation rule. Okay, so now I will refer this equation as Cartesian tensor of order 1. So for your understanding, you can think like, if there is one alpha term, it means the Cartesian tensor is having order 1. If there are two alpha terms, that is alpha pi, alpha pj, or alpha ip, alpha jq, like that, then Cartesian tensor of order, it will be 2. So depending on the number of alphas, you can define the Cartesian tensor's order. Okay, now using this definition, let us define Cartesian tensor of order 1, Cartesian tensor of order 2 and Cartesian tensor for higher orders. So as I said, this is the definition for Cartesian tensor of order 1. That means if the order triplet, okay, order triplet A, in general AI, is the representation of xi system, and if AI prime is the ordered triplet, is the representation of xi prime system, then it is obvious that AI and AI prime obeys this transformation rule. Okay, that is your equation 3 and equation 4. I repeat, if the order triplet AI is the representation of the entity in xi system, I will call this as entities. Okay, AI system. AI is the representation of the entity in xi system, and AI prime is the order triplet, that is the representation of entities in xi prime system. If this is the case, then AI and AI prime obeys the transformation rule. The transformation rule is your equation 3 and equation 4. Here AI and AI prime are components of first order Cartesian tensor in xi and xi prime systems respectively. Okay, this is the definition for Cartesian tensor of order 1. So now let's define the tensor product, that is product of two tensors. Product of tensors or tensor product, you can call anything. So we know that in order to product anything we need at least two terms. So here I am considering one triplet as Bi. This Bi is ordered triplet in Xi system. Okay. And Bi prime is ordered triplet for Xi prime system. So if this is the case, then from Cartesian tensor of order 1, I can write the transformation rule as Bi is equal to alpha Pi Bp prime and Bi prime is equal to alpha Ip Bp. These two are the transformation rule. So now I know what is AI. AI is nothing but alpha Pi AI prime and AI prime is nothing but alpha Ip AI. So if I do product with AI and Bi or AI and Bj, since I am doing the multiplication, I will consider two different systems. Like for A, I will consider it as Xi system, and for B, let's make that as Xj system. But the procedure remains the same. I'm just changing my system. Both system are fixed at same origin. So AI prime Bj prime will be, AI prime is alpha Ip AI, Bj prime is alpha Jp Bj, using transformation rule. So I can write this as alpha Ip alpha Jp into AI Bj. Okay. Oh, sorry, it is AP and this is BQ. Okay, I will rewrite this again. Here I made a mistake. It is AP. So if I want to find out the product of two tensor in Xi prime system, AI prime is alpha Ip AP, Bj prime is alpha Jq BQ. That means alpha Ip alpha Jq AP BQ. This is for Xi prime system. I am expressing my Xi prime system in Xi system. Okay, similarly for AI Bj, I will get alpha Pi AP into alpha Qj BQ. That is nothing but alpha Pi alpha Qj AP BQ. This is in terms of, I am expressing, sorry, it is AP prime BQ prime. So AP prime BQ prime. So I am expressing my old system in terms of new system. You can observe that. So now we can treat AI Bj. This is nothing but matrix transformation, and AI prime Bj prime represented as certain entity in the, this is in Xi system and this is in Xi prime system. Okay, so this is nothing but outer product or tensor product. So if I ask for an order, you can easily say that since there are two alpha terms, this is a Cartesian tensor of order 2. So now I can define Cartesian tensor of second order as, since this is in a matrix form, obviously you will get 3 cross 3 matrix here and here also 3 cross 3 matrix. That is A1, B1, A1, B2, A1, B3, A2, B1, A2, B2, A2, B3. Like that you will get 3 cross 3 matrix. Okay. So a Cartesian tensor of second order is an entity. There it was in a Cartesian tensor of order 1, it was an order triplet. Remember that in order 1 it is a order triplet. Here it is a 3 cross 3 matrix. So entity will be 3 cross 3 matrix. You will get like this. Okay, in every Cartesian coordinate system with the property, if the matrix Aij, is the representation of the entity in Xi system and the matrix A prime Ij is the representation of matrix in Xi prime system, then Aij and A prime Ij obeys Aij and A prime Ij obeys the following transformation, that is A prime Ij is equal to alpha Ip alpha jq apq and Aij is equal to alpha pi alpha qj A prime pq. Okay, I repeat, a Cartesian tensor of order 2. Order 2 is an entity that may be represented as 3 cross 3 matrix in every Cartesian coordinate system if the matrix Aij is the representation of the entities in Xi system and if A prime Ij is the matrix that representation the entities in Xi prime system, then Aij and A prime Ij obeys these transformation rules. This is nothing but Cartesian tensor of order 2. So now let's define, and here also we know that Aij and A prime Ij are the components of second order tensor in Xi system and Xi prime system respectively. Okay. Similarly, let's define Cartesian tensor of higher order. So let's see how we can define for higher orders. In order to explain the Cartesian tensor of higher order, you can observe in Cartesian tensor of order 1, here you have one suffix and one alpha term. Here also you have one suffix. Okay, are you observing that, I guess? And in Cartesian tensor of order 2, you have two suffixes. You have two suffixes here and you have two alpha terms. So you can easily tell that for n order, that is for higher order, I will say it as a n order where n is any positive integer. It should contain n suffixes, n alpha terms and so on, and here also n suffixes. This is nothing but higher order Cartesian tensor. So I can define Cartesian tensor of higher order as a Cartesian tensor of order n. Order is n, that is higher order. There is no value for n. It may be 3, 4, 5, 6, anything. This is my positive integer. this is an entity that may be represented as 3 power n real numbers. Okay. So here you can observe that in a Cartesian tensor of order 1, that will be 3 power 1. So 3 power 1 means you should have 3 elements. So this will be order triplet. In order 2, Cartesian tensor of order 2, it is 3 square, that means 9. So you got 3 cross 3 matrix, isn't it? So similarly, when you are defining nth order, it should be 3 power n entities. Okay. So in every Cartesian coordinate system, you should have 3 power n entities with the property that if A, I, J, K, so on is the representation of the entity in Xi system and A prime I, J, K, so on is the representation of the entity in Xi prime system, then your Aijk and so on and A prime Ijk so on obeys the transformation rule, like A prime Ijk so on is equal to alpha IP, alpha JQ, alpha KR, so on, APQR, so on, and Aijk so on is equal to alpha PI, alpha QJ, alpha RK up to n terms, and A prime PQR, so on. These two transformation rules should be satisfied. I will call this as n suffixes, and this is n factors. This is also n suffixes. Here Aijk and so on and A prime Ijk so on are called the components of Cartesian tensor of order n in Xi prime system, and this will be in Xi system. This is nothing but Cartesian tensors of order 1, order 2 and order n.